water for the talent.
My thing is the talent.
Today on The Clever Ferrets, we are tasting this amazing Yellowstone Toasted Barrel. Obviously, I don't think any of us knew we had a toasted barrel. We were just there recently, Chasson and I, and we walked in and we were like, what is this? Why is this here? And joining us today are two Clever Ferret members. We have Graham, who is my brother, and then we have Evan, who is becoming a bourbon connoisseur. Just, we were bad influences, and I feel like now he has an ever-growing list of bookers like we do.
Bourbon disciples.
Yeah, bourbon disciples doing the Lord's work. A couple of facts before we get into the tasting. This is a single barrel. It is a limited release, and unfortunately, it is a distillery exclusive, so this won't be shipped anywhere. It's just something that they decided to do. They were just like, yeah, no, we just wanted to finish some in toasted barrels, and this is just, when it's gone, which is really sad because I actually tasted this at Limestone Branch. We were just there, and if you walk up to the counter, you can taste anything for free. So I tasted some of the oldest mash, like the very first mash that they ever did. We tasted this. We tasted the special editions of the Yellowstones and all of that stuff. Like, they'll just give it to you to taste for free. So the normal Yellowstone is 93 proof. This one is 100 proof. And what's another crazy fun fact is that the Beam family kind of started Yellowstone, sold it to Yellowstone. So it's just crazy how much of the Beams are, embedded in all of bourbon, right? They're either going to teach how to brew, or they're actually a distiller, and they're still a Beam running Yellowstone to this day. So before we dive into tasting, I think we're the only ones that have tasted this, right? We're the only ones that tasted it. You guys haven't tasted it, but we've all tasted the normal 93, right? Mm-hmm. Just the normal flagship, amazing 93 proof. So the original one definitely has the caramel notes. It has the slight vanilla. It's got a little bit of oak, maybe not as much as something like a Woodford does, of course. Yeah. But it does have that slight beam characteristic. Yeah. The Nile Creek is a good, it's a good comparison. It's good. Yep. It's not too intense. I don't feel like I'm getting so much of a punch like when I want to drink Booker's. But it's also not weak. Like, we don't like weak. None of us here. I know none of us here.
I think it's my go-to for the purpose of, I like it, like you said, as a sipper, but since it's not mega expensive, I don't feel terrible about using it in a cocktail because it's not like crazy expensive and I'm not going to, put my Bookers in like an old fashioned or something. I mean, I guess you could if you had an abundant amount of it.
He's going to get that
sandwich. That's not what I would do.
Yeah, MSRPs for the regular Yellowstone is going to run you somewhere between 30 and 40. Okay, a lot of times it'll be 36 or 35.99 or maybe 38, but somewhere between 30 and 40 depending on where you live. Now, I cannot say the same for this toasted barrel. Ran me about, I can't remember what I charged you exactly, but I think it was $85.99.
$85.
$85. I was right.
I spent you $85 for Toasty.
Toasty. So, but this one is just, oh man. Like, we like the Elijah Toasted.
Oh yeah.
The Elijah Gregg Toasted Barrel, oh my gosh. Most anything toasted barrel is good. This is why Woodford, by the way, is so consistent and so good, right? Those are toasted. So, all right, let's give it a smell. Mama. I mean, that's just nice, man. Like, so I'm getting really sweet caramel. A very bookery. I didn't think about this first because I don't even remember smelling it too much when I was at the distillery, but like,
it's definitely you can definitely tell it's got a depth of flavor to it. Like, it's
very nice.
Deep.
That's tears. Yeah, they're very long. All right, okay, well, no use dawdling about it. Let's just get in there. Ooh. All right, Evan, what do you think?
That's a lot of damage.
First, that's a lot of damage.
There's a Flex Seal after this.
KO. It's a Flex Seal. Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, this one definitely, it's just like anytime you get like higher proof, like you're going to be getting a less diluted whiskey, but yeah, it's so good. I mean, you get that marshmallowy sweetness, which is what I love about toasted barrels is they add that like mellow sweetness to it. And, on top of that, yes, it does have like that good little bit of extra oak, which kind of balances out that sweetness. And it's got a good viscosity to it. Like that's another thing, like there's higher proofs. It's not watery. It's not thin. It's just got like the right amount of that mouthfeel to it, which just makes it like silky smooth, which is really good.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, about the whole harsh versus not harsh, go down easy, not easy, whatever, however you want to call it. I mean, we're all relatively experienced, I guess, so we don't have the same reaction to someone that's brand new to it. But if you've been drinking bourbon for a while, if you occasionally drink bourbon straight, at least, this really just goes down without any issues.
Yeah.
Last thing that's on my mind before we sign off here, what do you think this, if we had to, I'm not saying we're going to, okay, because this is, first of all, this is your bottle, it's $85. If you were to put this in a cocktail, can't say old fashioned, what would you see this being fantastic in?
Yeah, I would say for me, like,
not a gold rush,
like a good whiskey sour.
Oh. So we're going to make a whiskey sour because Chasten wants one, and I thought it was a good idea. So we're going to have our main components here with a slight caveat. We're not going to use egg white. I'm going to use Fees foam. I'm actually allergic to egg. I know, no fun for anybody, but this is a fantastic alternative. I will link it in the description for you. It really does wonders. It acts just like egg yolk or egg white. So we're going to use that. We're going to use some bitters. We're going to use some homemade simple syrup. I like to use the dark sugar in the raw. Again, I can link that down below. And we're going to use some lemon, freshly squeezed. And of course, we're going to use the toasted barrel. I wouldn't recommend going right in it and doing that, but that's how we're going to do it. First thing I'm going to do is make sure I squeeze the juice of the lemon, and then I'll be able to add this all into the shaker, and then we'll go from there. So I like to put the ingredients in a dry shaker. I don't like putting the ice in there first. I don't think it really matters. However, you do risk diluting the drink the longer that it's sitting on ice. So I actually like to go ahead and put it in a dry shaker first, stir it up just a little bit, add my ice, shake, 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 then strain it. So that's what we're gonna do right now. So with the lemon juice, you can do like 3/4 of an ounce. We were talking the other night, I think all lemon juices are a little bit different versus squeezing them versus store-bought. I'm going to go with 1/2 ounce for this one, and we're going to see where we end up because it was a little bit tart the last time I made one, which was the other night. So we're going to go 1/2 ounce of the lemon juice. Next, we're going to go ahead and put our bourbon in there, 2 ounces. Then I like to do a little bit more for the angel share, of course. Then with the bitters, I'm a bitter person. I like bitters a lot. I'm going to go 3 shakes for this. I think you could probably go up to 5 and it'd be fine. But for those of you that don't like the intense bitter flavor, 3 shakes is probably fine. Boom. With the 3rd shake, I kind of start leveling it off a little bit so you don't get a full one in there. Also, unfortunately, between these bottles, the fastness that it comes out is going to be different. So just check. Sometimes they come out as drops. Sometimes they come out as splashes. I love this one because it's coming out as actual splashes. Then with the Fees, you can honestly go wild with this. I have not tested the difference. I've done like 4 or 5 drops, and I've just shake the crap out of it, and I haven't found any difference. Boom. Then with our simple syrup, some people like super sweet drinks. Some people don't. Because this drink has lemon in it, I think I'm going to go a little bit on the higher end of the simple syrup. I want this to be enjoyable. I also think it will offset the toastiness of this bourbon a little bit better. So I'm going to go just shy of 1/2 ounce, and we're going to see where that takes us. If it's too sweet, we can just add more bourbon, which is good. That's it, right? Pretty sure. All right, so now I've got everything in there. Usually I would stir. I think my spoon is dirty right now, so I'm going to actually give it a dry couple of shakes. Just the dry shakes, nothing in there to just emulsify the flavors a little bit, because it's got citrus in it. Everything with citrus in it generally needs to be shaken. So now that I've stirred it up just a little bit, I'm going to go put ice in it, and then we'll be ready to go. All right, so now we've got our glass with fresh ice in it, of course. Now we've got ice in the shaker. Make sure that's super tight. Once that's all ready, we're good to pour. And there is your whiskey sour. Oh, shoot. Where did that come from? Oh, my gosh. Okay, well, we said whiskey sour, so I guess let's see how it goes. Oh. That's pretty good. Oh, let's give it a go. Oh, that's actually nice. That's actually really nice. I'm not going to lie. That's good. It's balanced. I mean, you're right. The toasted does bring out a difference in it. I made one the other night and with a pretty beefy bourbon in it. Yeah. It didn't taste like that. I hope that you're able to grab a bottle of this to try it yourself. It is a distillery exclusive. Book a tour, book a tasting, whatever you have to do. I would grab a bottle. It's amazing. Let us know in the comments if you've tasted this already, what your thoughts are. We'd love to know what they are. Please don't forget to subscribe to the Clever Ferret so that you can become a Clever Ferret, and possibly at one point in the near future, probably not the near future, you may get a membership jacket. Now, I can't promise you that, but your likelihood of getting a membership jacket is higher if you subscribe. That's all I'm going to say. And we can't have the money to buy the nice jackets unless we have
money.
And yeah, so subscribe so we can buy more bourbon. That would be great. And go have a drink. Let us know in the comments, and have a good day.